A Thunder Report from 107.7 The Franchise.
Greetings, Thunder fans. It's a practice day for both the Clippers and the Thunder after Game 3 at an Oklahoma City 118-112 victory last night at Staples Center. For the Clippers, it's trying to figure out how to defend Oklahoma City beyond Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook. For Oklahoma City, it's just status quo and play another tough defensive game as was played last night. Today, we talk with the coaches. First, Oklahoma City coach Scott Brooks from this morning's press gathering.
Do you think you guys are getting better at this point in the season? You're still improving? And if so, how and why?
Well, I think that's something that we talk about every day. You have to get better. I know this is late in the season, in the postseason, but you still have to keep working on things that can help you for the next game. And our guys have done a good job with that all year, and they're not going to stop now. But I think we have areas that we have to get better. Last night's game, obviously we're happy with the win, but there's so many spots on that during that game that we could have executed better. And then we're going to concentrate on that today. But yeah, you have to keep thinking that you're going to get better as a team, even this late in the season.
What are some of the ways you have gotten better? Just say in the playoffs.
Well, we've done. I think our turnovers have been at a number that we're comfortable with. We've had a couple of them late, 2 games ago, but that game then last night, I thought the turnovers were pretty good for us. Defensively, we're playing against a very, very good offensive team that makes you make some tough decisions. You have to be on point, like I said last night, with their three-point shooting and their bigs that can roll and hard and finish around the rim. That's an area that we have to get better with as the series goes on. But I like our defensive rebounding. That's been really good. But we still have to focus on that. But they do have some really big athletic bigs that crashed offensive class.
How much of that is related to Adams playing more and more and seemingly better and better?
I think I look at as Steven as a guy that's going to continue to get better. He's 20 years old, and he understands that he impacts the game by playing hard. He impacts the game by running the floor. He impacts the game by being big around the basket. And then his rebounds last night were good. I think Perk and him has been a very, very good job of playing good minutes at that 5 spot. They both are good defenders. They both are guys that understand the setting screens and get our attack players open and good looks. I think Steven has improved as the season's gone on.
Did you guys gain something in resilience, mental toughness? Was that something that you guys displayed last night? I mean, 19 league changes, 13 ties.
Well, we've always been a good team. Not only do we have physical players, we have basketball IQ guys that understand the situations. We don't always make the shot. We don't always make the play, but we always we understand the situation. Last night, we kept our composure throughout that game. With spots of the game there, it was pretty tough on us, but I thought our guys did a good job of sticking together and understanding that it's the next play mentality, it's the next pass mentality, it's the next rebound mentality. And that's what it takes to win in this series, because you have to be able to do it possession by possession.
What areas were you talking about, Scott, a moment ago that you can't improve on?
Well, I think as you go on, it's like a lot of defensive coverages. Pick and roll coverages always can get better, but they do have one of the best pick and roll players in the game. But we have to find ways to get better with that. We have to find ways to close out the 3-point shooters. I know they missed a lot of threes in that second half, but maybe 11 of them is too many. So maybe we can cut down 2 or 3 of those. And then getting back in transition. We have to continue to get back in transition. I thought Griffin did a good job of attacking early. We have to be aware of that and make sure we move our feet and take his contact and through the chest and not put him on the free throw line. Those are areas that we have to improve on going to this next game.
How do you stay hungry? You got one, and just be greedy and go get 2.
Well, you have to stay hungry. You have to focus on the next game. We're coming back today to look at all the things that we could have done better, and obviously touch over some of the things that we did well. But it's always the next game mentality. If you don't do that, you live in the last game. You're not gonna have success going into the next game. we understand that we can't be satisfied. We want to play well every game, and tomorrow afternoon is going to give us another opportunity to do that.
It's a one-point game with 2 minutes 30 seconds to go. What's it say about the character of your team to come and take the game over at that point?
Well, we have good players that understand the moment. The moment is that play, and you can't worry about the last play. You have to figure out how to have success during this next play. I thought we executed and we made some big shots down the stretch, and we did a good job of making them miss. Sometimes that's the way it goes. If you make some big shots, but we did a good job of executing. There wasn't a bad moment, I thought, during that stretch. But it's something that we've worked on for a lot of years, and we're pretty good.
Scott, how pleased are you with the composure Russell's showing, organizing your offense now the last 5 games?
I think Russell's been playing great. You know, like I've said many times, that he has to be able to have the stat sheet. He can rebound, he can pass, he can score, he can get steals and blocks. He has to be able to fill it all up. And that's what we expect out of him. That's what we're used to seeing. So I think he's playing good basketball right now. But he still has to be aggressive. I'm not saying that he doesn't have to doesn't look to score, but there's always a balance. There's a balance between him and Kevin looking to score and helping his teammates score.
What do you like about Surge's playing right now?
He's keeping his composure. I mean, he's playing against a very good player, an MVP type player in Blake Griffin. But I think he's doing a good job of really keeping his composure and not getting involved in all the other things that can entail. And I think he's doing a good job of trying to stay in front of him as much as he can. Griffin is doing a good job of hitting shots, from the perimeter. That's one of the things that he's worked on, and obviously you see that has improved. But I like what Serge is doing. Serge is a shot maker. He can make the mid-range shot as well as anybody in the league at his spot. He's competing, and Serge competes. It always puts us in a position to have success.
How good was it to see the bench really, Reggie Caron play really well?
Yes.
Really first time in the series.
Well, Reggie's been good all year. I mean, he's had a couple of tough shooting moments this first 2 games of the series. But I liked his aggressive play last night. He wasn't dancing with the ball. He was attacking with the one good move, and that's all you have to do. If you try to get too fancy, it usually doesn't work out for you. But I thought Reggie did a good job of handling the pressure and then going. He's hard to stay in front of him when he has that mentality. And our bigs do a good job of putting him in that position to attack and get the opportunity to make baskets around the paint.
We have to play harder, better, faster, smarter. It was fun. I don't think we have to make a lot of adjustments, after watching the tape. We have to do what we should do. Our coverage is better. And I'm not going to get specific, but there's things that we are not doing that we should do.
Is that because of how good they are? Is that they put the stress?
No, that's how they're good, but there's things we can do that we're not doing. Bottom line.
How do you view a game 4? Christmas called it a must-win.
I think game 1, 2, and 3 are must-wins. I honestly, I think that's the urgency you have to play within the playoffs, and quite honestly, I think we've been in and out in that, and that's right now the lessons we're learning, and you can still keep getting better, as I said, all through the playoffs. That's why you don't panic. You just keep getting better and you keep pushing. But I do think that's the one advantage Oklahoma has had in us in this series is they have several guys that have been all the way to the finals, and they get it. Like, they get the urgency of every single possession, and we've been in and out in that throughout the playoffs. And for us to keep going, we have to get that every possession urgency defensively and even offensively. Like, we scored 112, but we took off, 15 possessions where we were running it, but we didn't run it crisply. We didn't get it to the right spots. We took shortcuts, and those are the things you just can't do. And I think our guys are quickly understanding that. I thought last night that point alone was beaten into us.
Because this is a new group together, is that during this playoff experience, that's still going to be some growth?
There's growth with every team. Miami will grow in the playoffs. I mean, I've said that all year, and I think people don't really get that. You grow during the playoffs. You learn. You get beat, and you learn, and you get better, or you go home. You know, it's one of those two things, and that's just, you know, when someone asked me recently, like, that's part of the process that you have to, and you have to be willing to take it, understand it, process it, and then move on.
Now, how do you straddle that line between urgency and panic?
Well, you should have urgency every game. If you panic, you lose. So it's a simple line to me. Urgency is a good feeling. It's what you should play with. It's getting, the term I use is getting your hands dirty. You know, you got to be willing and wanting to do that. Anything else is not good.
Do you buy into the notion that given the history of the two teams, and the Lakers being really down now, the Clippers have to take advantage of this opportunity?
No, Scott, that's for you guys. That's so bull crap to me. Really, I mean, I hate to, get on you, but I think that's. Do you think that I'm waking up in the morning? Oh my God, the Lakers aren't playing right now. I mean, really. I mean, we're thinking about Kevin Durant and Westbrook and finding guys behind the three. I mean, basketball's too hard to be thinking about all the other crap. That's for everybody else to think of. Honestly, so no, I don't buy into it. Would be the answer.
You said that Westbrook and Durant are going to get their points, but do you need to do a better job in terms of?
We got to make their points. We got to make their points harder. Like Durant is too efficient, and so is Westbrook right now. So, and that's one of the things we said. They're going to score, but they can't be efficient scorers. And right now, they're way too efficient in the way they're scoring. Then other guys are scoring too. So if we're going to give Westbrook and Durant baskets, we can't then give Caron Butler wide open threes. Serge Ibaka has yet to put the ball on the floor. I would like to see him dribble one time. That would be very nice. And we can do that. Those are things we can do, and that's what I mean by, it's not their speed. Their speed is a problem for everybody, but it's our speed that we got to do a better job at some things.
Do you have to get more physical with them?
I don't know. We got to do our coverages better. And some of that is physicality, and some of that is, trusting and doing it.
When you looked at the tape, how was Caron able to get over those threes in the fourth?
All pick and roll coverage. One of the threes was a good play by them, and that's something we have to go over and take away. The other two were both on us. It was defensive mistakes, and that's 6 points, And to me, those are the ones when you go and you say the playoff game is a single possession, 48 minutes of them. That's 6 points of single possessions. We fouled them on another one. We're no business fouling a three-point shooter the way we fouled them. So, to me, that's a gift. When you're gifting points, you can only gift a certain amount of points and still win the game, and I thought we did that too much.
Doc, when you struggled defensively this season, you were able to get stops down the stretch.
Yeah.
Did that surprise you the most, that down the stretch you guys
were? We just couldn't get them. And this is a team, listen, you can play good defense on Durant, he still may make the shot. So you can live with that. If you do your job and they score, what else can you do? You've done everything, and he made one of those. Other than that, it was more us.
Are there surprises in the series? In other words, when you make adjustments, are you adjusting what you already know, or are there new things that can be done?
Yes, there are some new things, but very few. They've only played 82 games plus the playoffs. So I've always said you're not going to recreate the wheel and do something completely different. Sometimes you're surprised by someone's speed, not a Durant or a Westbrook, but someone else or something like that in the playoffs. You're caught off guard by that. But other than that, no, it's what they do, and you have to figure out the best way to stop what they're doing. Because most teams are going to do what they do. They're not going to change much, and the reason they're not going to change much is because they're here. So what they've been doing is pretty good, and what you find out sometimes is this is harder to stop than you think, and so you have to come up with the right coverage.
Well, at the beginning, Golden State had some success going small against you guys. They had success going small against you guys. You thought that would be a strength of this team, right?
Yeah, but we haven't handled it very well. I still think it should be, because we can go both ways. We can go small, and we can go stay, because Blake's ability and DJ's ability to move their feet. And Golden State, I throw out because they're just, when you have shooting like that, that's to me a whole different ball game. But so far, it really hasn't been an advantage for us. It's been a disadvantage for us, and we have to do a better job.
How impressed were you by the fact that Chris Paul played 42 minutes and had no turnovers?
Well, that's great, but it's, I don't know if I'm impressed or think, that's what you got to do. So maybe I'm too hard. I'm too, Durant played 45, I think, or in that area. So, yeah, that's impressive. And honestly, that's where, we didn't shoot the ball well last night. Like, we missed layups, we missed point-blank threes. And you got to live with those and be fine with that. But when we don't turn the ball over and we shoot free throws the way we shot free throws last night, it's rare that you lose a game for us this year. But we were, I forget, 46%, 45%. So that's unusual. When what we didn't get is stops, though. And, the one thing that has been good for this team, when we get multiple stops, we get in transition and we get easy baskets. It's rare you score 112 points and there's very few easy baskets. And that's what happened last night. In this series so far, we really haven't gotten in transition at all. They have taken that away from us. Now, they've taken it away from us because they're scoring on us. But we got to do a better job of getting stops in a row so we can get some kind of offensive rhythm in transition.
And Lawler's Law didn't hold up.
Is that right? Did we score 100 first? Wow. Yeah. Yeah, that damn law. It usually is a good law. I will say that. I don't know, but thanks. I'll make sure I tell Ralph. He'll be devastated. I'm sure he knows.
You hadn't given up a fourth quarter lead. You hadn't given up the lead heading into the fourth quarter at home all year. Also.
Jeez, thanks for all the good news. You got anything else for me that I need to know? I could say something, but I'm not.
Clippers have never come back from 2-1 down.
Well, we haven't been in a lot of playoffs, so you mean in the 4 times? So any of those stats don't matter. If you said the Lakers or the Celtics, then that would matter. But with us, at least those historical playoff things, it doesn't vibe here.
From Venice Beach, thanks for watching this Franchise Thunder Report. I'm David Garrett for 107.7 The Franchise.